Have you ever felt invisible in someone's life, like your presence was just background noise? What if the silence you fear is not an emptiness, but a doorway to your own power? And could it be that the pain of being undervalued is not a curse, but a sacred invitation to rediscover yourself? The silent wisdom of Zen. In the stillness of a mountain temple, a monk once asked his master, "What should one do when the person who once shared the path no longer walks beside you?" The master, with a calm yet profound gaze, replied, "Do not run to offer your presence where it is treated like absence. Instead, become the silence that teaches through its distance." This teaching echoes an ancient Zen proverb: when the flower is not appreciated, it returns its fragrance to the wind. The wisdom of Zen and Buddhist philosophy does not resist reality, it flows with it. It does not chase after love, respect, or validation. Instead, it radiates these qualities and detaches gracefully when they find no soil to grow. When someone stops valuing you, Zen does not scream, plead, or explain. It does not demand recognition. Instead, it walks in stillness, becoming its own light. This practice begins not with anger or blame toward those who fail to see your worth, but with a deep understanding of self-respect. When your presence becomes nothing more than background noise in someone else's life, it is not a cue to get louder. It is a sacred invitation to reclaim your silence and purify your path. True value, as taught in Buddhist thought, is not found in words or external praise. It is like a seed hidden beneath the soil, unseen, yet essential. When someone does not recognize that seed, it is not the seed's fault. It is simply the blindness of the beholder. The power of silence. Chasing validation is like running after a river that flows away from you. It is exhausting, futile, and ultimately leaves you parched. Instead of clinging to someone who no longer honors your essence, Zen offers a different path. Withdraw your energy without a single word. Silence, Zen teaches, holds far more power than words. When someone ceases to value your worth, speaking more only feeds their indifference. Words, in such moments, become offerings to a shrine that no longer respects the ritual. Instead, practice an inner retreat. Do not burn your soul as a lantern to warm someone who chooses to sit in the cold. Let your absence teach the lesson your presence could not. Stillness becomes your first sword. When you are not valued, the initial response might be one of wounded pride, a fiery urge to prove your worth. But Zen instructs us differently. Respond not with fire, but with still water. Stillness, in this context, is not passive. It is a radiant refusal to beg for space in hearts that treat you as optional. Do not text more. Do not explain why you are worthy. Do not adjust your essence for temporary affection. Instead, enter the dojo of stillness and meditate. Observe the pain without feeding it. Observe the craving for recognition without obeying it. Like a mountain unmoved by storms, your value remains steadfast. Detachment without bitterness. The Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." When someone withdraws their appreciation, it does not signify loss but reveals attachment. Detachment, in Buddhist philosophy, is not about escaping or running away. It is about realizing that your worth does not depend on external validation. So, what should you do? Bless them silently and walk away inwardly. In Zen, walking away does not always require physical steps. It begins with energy. Withdraw your inner longing from that place. Stop rehearsing their absence in your mind. Stop trying to decode their behavior. Simply release your emotional anchor and let go. Do not poison your peace by drinking bitterness. Do not wish them harm to affirm your hurt. Instead, take a deep breath and remember, some disappearances are blessings wrapped in pain. Reclaim the energy you once spent on them. Every time you tried to make them see your worth, you gave away fragments of your power. Zen whispers, what you give mind to becomes your master. So now, reclaim your mind, redirect your thoughts from, why don't they see me? To, what am I not seeing within myself? Meditate daily, not to forget them, but to remember yourself. Each breath becomes a return. Each moment of silence becomes the sanctuary, the silent return to self. When someone does not value you, the natural impulse is often to try harder, to speak louder, to give more. But this path only leads to depletion, not awakening. Instead, pour into the cup that pours into you. Honor the connections that honor your presence. Zen teaches us that attention is currency. If you spend it where it is devalued, you risk becoming spiritually bankrupt. True value is not increased by sacrifice but maintained through balance. Train your mind to remain unmoved. The untrained mind reacts, the trained mind responds, and the enlightened mind simply observes and detaches. When someone stops seeing your worth, it is a test. Can you remain rooted in your self-respect without demanding external proof? Can you sit in stillness and observe the cravings for validation without succumbing to them? A gentle shift to what's next. In this journey of self-reclamation, remember, your value is inherent. No one can add to or subtract from it. If someone fails to see your brilliance, it reflects their limited vision, not your lack of light. So, do not collapse into unworthiness. Instead, rise in silence. And as we move forward, let's explore how this silence, this stillness, becomes the foundation for something extraordinary. Stay with me as we dive deeper into the wisdom of Zen and how it guides us to reclaim our power and align with our true selves. A gentle reminder of your power, as we reflected earlier, when someone does not value you. It is not a loss. It is a revelation. It is a call to return to your own sacred space, to reclaim the energy you once gave freely. Now, let us go deeper into the wisdom of Zen, peeling back the layers of illusion to uncover the truth of your inherent worth. The art of release. In Zen, the awakened soul does not chase recognition. They do not plead for attention or demand validation. Instead, they watch, they understand, and they gently release. Why? Because what is truly meant for your soul does not require struggle. It unfolds naturally, like a flower blooming under the sun. To truly embrace this teaching, one must sit at the edge of their own silence, not listening to the noise of their thoughts, but to the truth behind that noise. Can you imagine peeling back layers of illusion, one by one, until all that remains is stillness? This is the path Zen invites you to walk. When you are not valued, it is not a punishment, it is a redirection. In Buddhism, nothing is random. Every experience, every moment of pain or joy, arises with karmic precision. If your presence is ignored or mistreated, it is a sign, a nudge from the universe guiding you away from illusions and toward clarity. You are being offered the opportunity to stop begging at closed doors and return to your own temple. When someone does not value you, it is not rejection, it is revelation. It reveals their truth, and truth, even when painful, is always a form of grace. Attachment, the root of suffering. Suffering does not arise from rejection itself, but from attachment. As the Buddha taught, the root of all suffering is attachment, our clinging to how we believe things should be. It is not their actions that hurt you the most. It is your attachment to the idea of how they should act. Your pain did not begin with their silence. It began with your need for their attention. And so, reflection becomes a sacred tool. Ask yourself, what part of me believes I am less simply because they act like I am less? When you let go of needing their validation, you break the chains that tied your worth to their behavior. Your worth was never in their hands. Imagine a golden statue buried under layers of mud. For years, people walk past it, oblivious to its brilliance. But one day, the mud is washed away, and the gold shines through. Did the statue become gold that day? No. It had always been gold. The mud simply obscured it. Likewise, when someone does not see your value, it does not mean you lack it. It means they are blinded by their own wounds, distractions, or limited perspective. Your worth is not something they give to you. It is something they either recognize or overlook. But it remains constant, unchanging, and eternal. Peace beyond conditions. Your peace cannot depend on their presence. True peace, as Zen teaches, is not conditional. It does not say, I will feel calm when they return, or I will feel whole if they love me again. True peace declares, even in their absence, I remain whole. Even in their silence, I remain full. Even in being unseen, I remain radiant. When someone no longer values you, do not let your spirit mirror their absence. Let your spirit mirror the mountain, majestic, unshaken, and unmoved, standing tall without needing an audience. The path back to yourself is the highest path. The great return, the essence of Zen practice, is not to fix others, but to return inward. Every experience that wounds you is a gate, a call to come back to yourself. Ask yourself, when did I stop listening to my needs? When did I silence my intuition to keep their presence? When did I begin editing myself just to be accepted? These questions are not meant to accuse you. They are invitations to reconnect with the sacred part of you that needs no performance, no validation, no rescue. Returning to yourself is not loneliness, it is liberation. Forgiveness plays a key role in this return. Forgiveness in Zen is not about reopening the door to those who hurt you. It is about releasing bitterness, allowing the wound to breathe, and cleaning your heart. You forgive not to invite them back, but to free yourself. Forgiveness is not a doorway, it is a release. Stillness, too, is not emptiness, it is fullness without dependency. When you stop reaching out, when you stop seeking their attention, you may feel an initial wave of emptiness, but this emptiness is not lack, it is space, and in that space, something sacred is born. You begin to feel your own energy returning. You begin to notice your breath. You enjoy your own company again. You remember, I existed before them. I will exist after them. I do not need him to validate my existence. The maturity of detachment. Detachment does not mean you never cared. You may wonder, if I let go, does it mean I didn't truly love them? No, true care does not demand attachment. In Buddhism, we are taught to love without clinging, to serve without expectation, and to give without strings. You can love deeply, sincerely, and fully, and still walk away with grace when that love is not respected. Detachment is not a denial of feeling, it is the maturity of it. Ask yourself, why did I allow myself to stay where I was invisible? The answer is not shame, it is awareness. Perhaps it was hope, fear, or habit, but now awareness has arrived, and with it comes power. What you allow continues. What you tolerate shapes your destiny. What you walk away from reclaims your spirit. A new beginning, let this moment be a turning point. The great return is the greatest awakening. At the core of Zen is one profound teaching: return to yourself. Return to the breath, return to the now, return to what cannot be taken from you. When someone does not value you, it is your cue to begin this return, not with anger or ego, but with clarity. You return not to retreat, but to rebuild. You return not to isolate, but to integrate. You return to rise. Even those who hurt you are teachers in disguise. They show you your blind spots. They teach you the necessity of silence, boundaries, and self-love. Bow to the lesson they brought, and move on. You do not need to prove your worth to be loved. You are not a performance. You are not a decoration for someone else's emptiness. Those who truly value you will never make you question your radiance. Rise like the lotus. So, what do you do when someone doesn't value you? You stop trying to be enough for them and start being everything for yourself. You rise like the lotus, unsoiled by the mud. You glow like the moon, radiant in your solitude. You stand like the mountain, firm in your silence. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more insights like this. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, remember, your light is not diminished by someone else's inability to see it. Keep shining. See you in the next video.